Alright guys, so this is going to be a little bit of a, or actually a lot of bit of a different video. It looks different because I don't have my camera and the audio is probably going to be bad because I'm using a camera that I used when I first started YouTube. As most of you guys know, there's been a lot that's been going on with me and my family pre to Maddie's birthday. Maddie's birthday was a high for us because we were able to take all the focus off of each other. Me and Charlotte were able to take the focus off of each other and focus on Maddie and getting her birthday and making sure that it was the best birthday that she could remember if she could, if she can't remember. But after that, a lot of the problems that we were dealing with before had started coming up again because all the things that were distracting us from with Maddie's birthday, we had to face them again. To where, I can't do YouTube. We've been dealing with a lot of stuff. And prior to all the stuff that was going on, there were things that were going on with me that I didn't really share with anybody because they were very deep and very internal. And before, me and Charlotte were getting into it a lot, there was something that happened that I really didn't share with anybody. Last night when I was going to bed, I had all these different things in my mind about, things that I should be doing, how I should execute them, doubt, fear, thinking about all the stuff that I need to be doing in order to, provide for my family and stuff like that. Just last week, I was listening to a podcast called Entering the Rest. And the podcast, the pastor talks about God speaking to him, telling him to do something, and the pastor didn't listen, and God spoke to him again after that, and he listened, and then everything that he was looking for came to fruition. And when I listened to this sermon, I was envious because I'm like, man, I'm in this point in my life where I'm just like, I wish I can hear God's voice speak to me to tell me what to do, because I'm going through a lot of stuff right now to where I'm questioning myself, I'm questioning decisions that I made, with my YouTube channel, with me quitting playing football, with me having to raise a daughter, with me having a wife, with me having to provide for my family. And last night when I was laying down, all these different thoughts were going through my mind, and I was kind of like stressing out about it. And I was like, man, I'm just about to go to sleep. And this morning I woke up and I was like half asleep, half awake. But me being half awake, I had all those thoughts coming back in right away, just rushing in my mind, just flying through my mind. And when I was like kind of half awake, I was kind of laying there and I heard this voice or something. I can't really put into words what it was. I heard this voice say Colossians 3, read Colossians 3. And I kind of woke up and I was like, okay, read Colossians 3. And I grabbed my phone. And I don't know if I highlighted this years ago in my Bible app. I don't know if God highlighted it himself. But in Colossians 3 in my Bible, it says in highlight, whatever you do, work heartily as for the Lord and not for men, knowing that from the Lord you will receive the inheritance as your reward. You are serving the Lord Christ. And when I read that, I'm like, oh my God, bro, this is exactly what I should be doing. The only way we get inheritance is from God himself. And in order to get that inheritance, we have to obey God. We have to listen to God. That's loving your neighbor, loving everybody that you encounter with, keeping your priorities straight, and that's always keeping God first. And he will bring that inheritance to you. Because I always preach about being still. I preach about, everything happens for a reason. I preach about trusting in God in the process. And it's easy for me to get caught up in all the things of the world to where I feel like I have to perform for people, perform for myself, do A, B, and C to get whatever. And to hear God speak to me this morning for the first time in my life, at this point in my life, telling me to work heartily for him and not work for men, and knowing from the Lord that I will receive all inheritance, was just so eye-opening for me, and my heart just sunk under me, and I almost went into like shaking because I was just envious, and I've been asking myself for years, like, man, I wish I can hear God's voice, and for him to speak to me at this part of my life right now gives me so much assurance how real God is and how close He is to all of us. And we just have to continue to seek Him and live for Him. And it makes me look at myself and the things that I put on this channel, and the way that I treat my wife, the way that I treat my daughter, the way that I treat people, the words that come out of my mouth. Colossians 3 verse 23 is how I'm supposed to be living my life every day. And God will bring the inheritance to me. And it was crazy because it's not like an audible voice, and it's not like, it's hard to put into words. It was like, it was a voice, but it wasn't a voice. It was like I heard the word spoke, but I can't put a name or a texture or anything on the voice. I just got up and I just recorded this video after waking up, hearing his voice, so I hope I'm making sense, but I don't know. But it just makes me look at myself and my purpose for my life and where I really get my fruit from, and that's from the Lord Himself. And if I live my life according to how He wants me to, then I will gain all the inheritance. And I'm not talking about riches, I'm not talking about gold and silver, I'm not talking about things that I necessarily want. The thing that God has for me that I don't really know what it is, but I know that it is good. And I know it is exactly what I need. So therefore I need to put things out into the world that showcase God and what He's doing in my life for people and for the kingdom. So, So that morning I had got up and I tried to record that as fast as I could because the high that I was on from hearing God's voice. After Maddie's birthday, when we were going through this stuff, I'm like, I need to get back to center of why I'm doing what I'm doing. And it's crazy because after that had happened, I instantly thought that everything was going to be okay because I heard God's voice. And the fact of the matter is, it got harder. And I've been questioning to myself, like I've been asking to hear His voice for so long, why have things gotten harder? And I've come to the realization that I got the answer. Now it's time for me to start acting. And this past 2 weeks that I haven't been doing YouTube, I've been acting. And that's getting my structure right, making sure that my priorities are right, which is faith, family, football, film, and fatherhood. And there is no specific order, but those are the pillars of my life, which are the pillars of this channel, what puts the gas in the car. And I've been able to do that. And with that, things have been on a high to where I can get back to doing what I love doing. As you guys know, I never put out a fake persona. I never like to put up a mask of what's going on. I'm 100% real. And we've taken advice from what the FanBam have told us. I found a counselor for us to work through these things. I've been scheduling things out to where I can function right, because now that I'm done with football, I have nobody telling me what to do. I have to do it myself, and I've been taking care of that. And I can go in deep depths about all this stuff, but this would be a 45-minute video. Now we're back straight. And the best thing about this is that we've been documenting this to where we can feed and help other relationships and help other people with these struggles and these problems that nobody seems to talk about. And I feel like my biggest calling with my life is, being the first person to graduate high school, being the first person in my family to do content creation, all this stuff that somebody where I'm from doesn't do. I feel like God has called me to break chains and open doors for other people. And that's why He's given me the gift of not being afraid, of being transparent and being authentic and being comfortable in my own skin. And I want to do that with this platform that I'm blessed with, and many other platforms that I will be blessed with. But yeah, so it started back up, and I've been working on a lot of things for you guys that I think you're going to be excited about, that I'm going to share in the next video. And with this new structure, I'll be able to post every single time that I said that I will post. And I'm confident in that because I'm back in alignment. I'm back to center. And I'm doing everything how I'm supposed to, how Colossians 23 tells me. And I I have a constant reminder of doing that every day, because it is my calling, it is my purpose, and everything that I do, if I do it wholeheartedly for God, then the fruit will come from it. And that feels good to say.